All right, excellent. So welcome everybody to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We're going to go through live order flow analysis using Bookmap. We're going to look at the behavior in the marketplace. That's what we can capture using order flow. We want to understand that order flow, and that's what the participants' behavior within the markets takes place via orders. And that's how we can get this deeper insight with order flow analysis in Bookmap. We're going to read the kind of footprints in the sand, understand their behavior. Order flow allows you to also see the current market, as well as Bookmap allows you to see both current and historical order flow in the market. We'll put the two together here. Anyway, general disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here and take a look at see what's going on with the markets. We're looking at the S&P E-mini. It's typically where we start and start to read the general market. I'm going to jump over to a different version that we have here, a synthetic instrument that we created using TraderMap Pro or TraderMap Lite here. What this does is it filters the heat map in a specific way. So for those of you over in YouTube, and maybe you're seeing this for the first time, let me describe exactly what's going on in here. Look at this algo band in here. Okay, this is an algo that has very high liquidity, that is about 6 points away from the market right now. On the bid down here, on the offer up here, it's a stacker algo that's positioning itself in the queue over and over and over again. So they have an edge. If once they get a signal, they will stay in the order book and transact and do it over and over and over again. They are positioning themselves in the queue before us. And this is something to know that in order flow, you may want to change your behavior. Instead of using limit orders, you may want to use stops, stop to enter the market, or a market order. It depends. It's just that just know that there are others using algos to position themselves better, and that's just simply fact. Maybe we can offer something like that too. I mean, we actually do have something very similar, which I've demoed before, and I can demo again if you guys like. Anyway, the TraderMap Pro version here filters out that algo. Okay, now you really can't see it. Also, this TraderMap Lite version here, this is free. It comes with Bookmap, and you can see it here. Now we don't see that algo band. There might be some remnants of it, but it's been filtered out. It gives us a much better picture of what's going on. Okay? We see the market going to the upside. Now this white line in here is VWAP. Look how well VWAP is working this morning. Now this VWAP has reset at the cash open here. Right, so it's not the, you can see the reset actually here. Dramatically resets up here to around this 55, 52 area or so, and then recalculates VWAP based off of that reset. We can go over some other VWAP studies maybe a little bit later, but I'm going to actually hide them here for now. I do want to go over it though. I don't know if Rob is here on the webinar. Hold on a minute. Take a quick look. Oh yeah, you're here. Okay, excellent. You hear echo. Everyone else? Is it everything okay? All good? Okay. Okay, good. Let's see here. Anchored VWAP is what we're going to look for in here. Here we go. And I'm going to delete this old one here. If you guys like having it set for the way that I have it set up here, you can see that I have it reset in here. There's an anchor point in here or whatever, but don't go with this here. Go with the reset right here. Okay, open up anchor points, and here it is. Okay, so I made this back on July 9th and set it for 9:30, but I have it repeat daily. I just leave this open and it will reset every day. So just you can have it reset every 15 minutes or whatever you like, and just add an anchor point and put in the time that you want it to reset on your machine, and have it repeat daily, and you're good to go. Just keep your VWAP open, and that's it. All right, so good to go. Now, maybe we'll take the VWAP off for the moment here, and we'll go over VWAP studies later. Now, just to do that, I can just simply keep VWAP open, but I just don't want to show it now. And there we go. All right. And I first wanted to go through today. We've been covering the opening drive last couple of webinars, and here's why. Look at some of these moves in here. They've been just fantastic. So we have these opening drives where we're gapping up above. Now this is the hourly chart here, gapping up, and then we continue. And this has happened a number of days. So 1, 2 really big days here to the upside. This is a gap and go, and then today actually gap lower, and we filled that gap, and then we've actually gone back up above it here so far. Okay, so anyone that was likely looking for a gap fill and then for it to kind of curl and down and reverse here, we're probably going to see really nice stop run up in here. Let's just go and verify that, because I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to see. Actually, not really. Interesting. I mean, we see it here. A few big stop runs. It's not as big as I was kind of anticipating, though. It's not so small either, actually. That's about 500 or so, and then we have a bunch more in here. So yeah, it's not bad in terms of a stop run. All right, so anyway, let's jump back to the Trader Map Lite version here. So one thing I wanted to go through first was I got this comment on one of the videos in here, and I'll bring it up. And I really appreciate it. So please put your comments in, because here's why. This was about opening range, breakout strategy, and order flow. And then I got this comment: love the first 30 minutes review. Would be great if you can repeat or each webinar had a review like this for the first 30 minutes. So we can do that, no problem. Let me know in the comments, please. That is really helpful, and we'll address it. Okay, so we'll objectively look at it and see if this is something you guys want. And in fact, let's put a poll in right now and see if this is something that you guys are looking for. Yeah, hold on a minute. Dan, do you want to put a poll in on Discord, and then ask there, and then I'll ask over here in YouTube. Would you like us to set up or like us to review a setup for the first 30 minutes in these webinars? Yes or no? All right, there we go. So let us know, or if you have other comments, just let us know. Happy to cover it. There's all sorts of things to go over today. I mean, like opening drive, we can continue with that discussion and just look at other higher or lower time frames. It is the same exact thing. It's just a different time frame. And now the opening drive in the stock market or the stock indexes here, this one's clean and clear. Okay, on this hourly chart, we gapped up above an area, so we know there's strong volume in here, and then we're looking for it to continue. Now we got a little caught up on Tuesday's webinar in the order flow actually, and this is something about this setup and this trade that we're going to filter in to the setup. It's the pullback. Okay, so if I look at the 15-minute chart in here and I scroll back a little bit, hold on. Okay, yeah, here. Okay, so the 15-minute chart, this gap right here. Okay, so here's our gap, huge gap. Okay, we're looking for volume, lots of volume pressure. Opening drive, we're looking for continuation, gap and go. Around 10:30, you can see 10:15 here. We had this candle that moved all the way back down, almost below the open here. Actually, you can see right here. Okay, this is where that candle opened, and it retested here a couple times, and then it went back up. Okay, this is what we want to avoid, or we want to read properly. Around this time, right now, actually, we'll be looking for a potential reversal. And we look for the trend direction, and then we're going to look for something counter trend during this time. We see it all the time. There's been so many webinars that were huge up days, and during the webinar, we were actually looking to go short due to the lower time frame analysis. We talked yesterday about market timing in the Bookmap Academy webinars, and this is something to really look into. Coach David had talked a lot about the European close around 11:30 East Coast time here, and it's a volatile time, and you can see traders reacting and their behavior around those periods, and that's what we want to understand, right? And market timing is such a huge element in here. So we're going to start to integrate more of that, understanding the bigger picture in some of these setups, for example. Yeah, so we're looking for that potential for that behavior. We're just aware of it right now. Right now, actually, I'm seeing more buyers back up here. Okay, so let's see if we can get another retest. We see some buying and a pullback. Looking for buyers here. Bid looks good. Okay, buyers, let's see you reach 69 up here, 55, 69. Okay, let's see if they can. Okay, now this is a kind of tricky here, because this is the time we're looking for these buyers to be trapped, right? But right now we're reading the momentum to the upside. Okay, and this is the continuation of the opening drive, basically. And we had data in here as well, and we're looking for continuation. So we're still sticking with the plan here of continuation until we start to notice something different. And we're going to be very vigilant around this time of day, because we see it so many times that we see a lot of buyers getting trapped, and then the reversal, and then after everyone gets stopped out, then we're looking for the continuation again of the bigger trend. All right, there's just some scenarios to go through in here. No, trader wannabe. We have many add-ons in Bookmap. We like developing add-ons. We like offering more transparency into the markets, and the goal here is to offer deeper transparency. In these webinars, we're covering the basics of Bookmap. This Trader Map Lite version here is free. This version that you're looking at in Bookmap right now is part of Global, okay, which is $49 a month. Okay, so you don't need to have all these add-ons if you don't like it, if you don't want that insight. Okay, if you do like the insight, which I think can offer tremendous insight, is stops and icebergs, for example. Here we've got stops in the subchart. We can put it on chart as well. And I've got icebergs with the blue line here. Stops is the red line. This is not a signal service or anything like that. It is additional insight. Okay? This additional insight, for example, we're reading order flow in here. We're understanding the bid, the offer, not only for the current market, also for the historical market. Okay, how long have they been in the book? Did they transact? Did they pull? Did they add? Answering these kinds of questions gives us tremendous insight, and that's just the very basic version of Bookmap, the Bookmap Global version. Even the digital version, even the free version has all of this. This is additional insight in here from MBO data. It only works with CME group instruments, for example, with this very specific add-on. Yes, I think it offers tremendous insight. But if you don't like it or you don't want that kind of information, that's fine. You can still read the heat map in here, the volume dots, and the market structure. And there's a lot of freebies that come along with that, free add-ons as well. Okay, so it's up to you. Now, why this is an add-on here? Well, it only works for CME group instruments, futures only. Okay, what if you're a stock trader? What if you're a crypto trader? It's not going to work. Okay, what if you're trading Eurex? It's not going to work. Right? So it's an add-on. And what I like about this add-on is we're showing order flow in here and capturing that in Bookmap. This is showing the actual order types transacting within the order flow. And that's a level of granularity that's pretty unique. Okay, so we know that these transactions, a lot of people are getting stopped out in here. Okay, or there's a lot of stops here. That's just fact, right? That's the kind of granularity. Here we see there's a lot of iceberg selling in here as this line dropped. We can look on chart as well. It'd probably be better or easier to explain. This is I don't know. I just think it's a pretty incredible thing to be able to see that. Now it's not a system though. It's just more insight to a level. Like this up in here, I have more insight now. This buying here is a bit of a stop run, and look at the iceberg in here. 150 orders here were fully executed. This gives us that additional insight after trading into this high liquidity up here. Okay, now we talked about this potential trap volume as well for today at this time of day. Maybe this is the beginning of that. Okay, so it's still something you can put together without stops and icebergs, but we just know that 150 iceberg orders transacted, and that's typically larger player. Okay, interestingly enough, 105 were stop order transactions up here as well. Okay, and we have a context between the smaller players using stops and the larger players using iceberg orders. All right, so I just need to answer that question for you guys. All right, let's see here. Any other questions over in Discord? And thanks, Dan. Excellent. So one is yes. Okay, so you guys want to see a kind of a review of some of these things. All right, well, the review, we start off with the opening drive on the higher time frame. Understanding that opening drive in context. Well, this gap down, and then you can see it's been nothing but green candles up to here. Right now, how we're gonna this one's a little more complex. We're looking for the opening gap and go in here, and then it's just these pullbacks in here that we want to in this time of day that we want to be kind of careful about. Okay, we can maybe take some profit, look for a pullback, look for it getting in again, and then looking for a continuation. It was really frustrating the other day. We read it right. we're looking for it to come up and trade into the 50 level up in here. This was the 13th. Yeah, our target was 54.50. It nailed it, and then actually you can see I think this was the following day here. But yeah, a beautiful move up right into the target we were looking for, and that's how powerful these opening drives can be. What we want to understand though is how to read it at the opening and how to manage that trade, and we're getting into that. Looking for these pullbacks in here. All right, so I hope that helps. Let's see, commented about market pulse imbalance. Yeah, we can go over that. The market pulse pace of tape imbalance today. Good morning, Stan. And all right, with a glass of wine. Let's see. Any other questions in? Okay. No, I think we're good over in Discord. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Well, let's take a look at this now here, and this swing in here. And actually, I want to go over something with Rob here. We're going to create an anchored VWAP in here because this is the time of day that we want to take a look at. Right now, look at this. Okay, so there is some trading off of that anchored VWAP. Let's see if we get a little more selling here. Okay, and then there they are. All right, sellers, let's see you take it down into not only 65 here, let's see if you can take it down further. Okay, so now we've got two filters here. We have time of day. We actually see the transactions on with the icebergs, etc., that we covered, and we have an anchored VWAP. We have high liquidity that got filled up here, and now we're looking for larger players to position themselves off of this anchored VWAP. Okay, so we're looking for the sellers. There they go. Okay, 65 has just transacted, but we're still looking for more. All right, and continuation. Where are we looking for it to go? Well, how about down to here where these buyers came in? Okay, now what do we have down here at 63? Not much. So maybe we need to go lower. Maybe we need to go back down into the swings down here, 62. Where's the liquidity? Where's the target? Maybe 61. I see high liquidity down here. Okay, we're going to see really nice stop runs to the downside now. All right, so what I want to cover here, and Rob, I want to address a lot of a few points with you in particular. Something really simple that you can study and know and put into your checklist every day, and you're looking for it. Start with just one or two filters. Okay, so maybe it's time of day, and then maybe it's anchored VWAP. I don't know. Now, how would you have traded this? Well, we were looking for initial target here at this high liquidity, which we got. Take some off. Okay, now it's traded back to this anchored VWAP again. Okay, so now how would you manage this trade? God, we should have just jumped in. How would you manage this trade? Okay, well, you'd be looking at it. I don't know where we would have gotten in. Probably would have gotten in here someplace. And after we see that selling starting to come in, and then looking for taking some off here, and then looking for our 61 down here. Our stop could be maybe above the swing here, or maybe even at break even. Now, if it was at break even here, it would have been, we probably would have been tagged here. We might not have been though, but it's cutting it pretty close. Okay, or I would just say this, actually, Rob. This would be your in. This is your out. That's it. Look for the next one. Okay. Now, the anchored VWAP can be kind of tricky in this sense, in my opinion. Is it holding? Is it breaking? It kind of broke through here, kind of broke through here. Do we see buyers coming back in? And look at them retesting again in here. Okay, I'm looking for typically the first retest of the anchored VWAP. That would be my filter. Okay, so I'm not. This is kind of new to me. The anchored VWAP it's a really simple strategy, but I'm just looking for the highest probability on it, and that would be the first retest and sellers to come in and then look for continuation. So what we're identifying with the anchored VWAP is when we see selling coming in, for example, after this high was made, and we saw the stop run, we had high liquidity getting filled up here, and we see also an iceberg. Okay, those are some of the confluences you can add in here. We anchored the VWAP at that point, thinking these are larger players, and we have time of day in here. Okay, so we have like 4 different things. That might be a little too much to add into your strategy, but just keeping it really simple. Trying to keep it simple. That makes it kind of complex, right? And then I would be avoiding this anyway, just because this is trading around it right now. I don't like that. I want to see the reaction off of it. If these are larger players, they should be reacting off of it. Okay? I don't see that right now. So for me, if I don't see sellers coming in right now here below, right here, okay, right here at this 66 3/4, if I don't see sellers and big sellers coming in, then I would dump this anchored VWAP here. Okay, so here's some selling. It's not really that clear though. Okay, I need to see it again. I need to see sellers right here. Then I would be looking for jumping in here. Okay, so is it enough? Yeah, let's maybe we'll get a move here. It's really not enough if we kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. Okay, or a little bit higher time frame. Now it's starting to work out a little bit, but anyway, you get my drift. I think we need to see the sellers come back in, and now we've pierced through this anchored VWAP multiple times in here. So I don't know if I trust it until I see some of those sellers, and that helps. It makes it a little bit better, right? Robert Rother is the one that's championing this strategy. You might want to watch some of his streams and the way he uses it in Bookmap. Just my goal here, covering anchored VWAP, would be to make it simple. Just 1 or 2 filters for your setup, ones that you know and you're sure of, that you can go back and test again and again, right? So let's just do an example in here, right? And we'll take anchored VWAP off. Hold on a minute. We'll go through pace of tape as well. Right. Okay, and I'm going to take stops and icebergs off here just to make the chart a little bit simpler for now. Okay. So we have it in the subchart. All right, let's talk about a range bound strategy in here. All right, so we have all sorts of buyers and sellers, and I'm going to jump over to the TraderMap Pro Lite version in here. It's going to give us better insight. Okay, well, we're stuck in a range right now. Okay, what's this volume look like in this range? When it comes back up in here, what do we have? Okay, well, here we can see the move down into high liquidity. We see a move back up. We see some buyers here. We don't see many buyers here. It kind of exhausts out. And then we see some selling. We get some back and forth in here. Buyers try again here. They started here. They came up to here. We see a little bit more buy volume. We get a retest back up in here. It's just 1 tick higher, and we don't have many buyers. We start to see some sellers come in. Okay, this could be, now it's not a suggestion or a recommendation here, but a possible range bound strategy. You see the sellers coming in, look for at least getting back down to where those buyers came in, or maybe to the other side of the range here. Right? Really, really simple one. Look at the exhaustion, sellers, target the bottom of the range. stop is up above here. I would put it above this high liquidity. That's it. And look for it again and again. All right, so here we got buyers come back up again. Do we see sellers come in? Yep. Where did they go? They went down and tested these buyers. It bounced again. Now we're making lower highs, exhaustion here, some selling, not a whole lot though. I don't know if we would be getting in on that and looking for it, taking it down into here. You see the selling really coming in here though. Okay, after this and the exhaustion and the lack of buyers in here, we're looking for this to break at this point. Okay, now you can put your trend line in there as well. So anyway, let's go through and test this. We'll forward test this strategy. Well, actually, maybe we should do a little more back testing and talk about this strategy a bit more, have some more examples. Okay, so let's take a look in here. All right, so all right, we're coming back up here. We see a lack of sellers in here. Back to where these buyers are. We see buyers in here. Okay, now we've made a high here or an equal high here. We see some selling start to curl back in. Okay, now we're in an uptrend though, and we see quite a bit of buying in here. If we see enough sellers in here, then this would not make me comfortable because I know there's buyers here and I know there's buyers here. I'm not looking for these sellers to really drive that. I would pass on this. We're making higher highs. We're making pretty much we're making higher lows too. Okay, so I'm not looking for it, and it unfolds. It unfolds. Okay, but down here though, I'm interested in being a buyer. If we can exhaust, okay, down here into these levels in here, especially here where these buyers came in, and I'm looking for those buyers to curl back in. Okay, do we get it? Yeah, we do here. Okay, and here at this point, yeah, maybe this is starting to look pretty good. Now we want to look at the sellers compared to the buyers in here, and it's kind of equal. Look at the CVD. Okay, the move up on the buy, the move down into these levels here. Okay, so it's pretty equal. Well, that's kind of a range bound strategy. We're looking here, and we can take it. Now this is something I want to cover here in this range bound entry. It's not really a range bound strategy as much as it is kind of an entry and management here, trade management. We have the sellers, the buyers start to curl back in. We retest where those sellers came in here. It does pull back again, but then again we get buyers up in here. Okay, at this point here, I'm looking for them to take it back up to here, and we might even get a breakout because we know that there's trading activity up here. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, we get a move back up to here. We get a pull back again, and again look at in here. Okay, here's some exhaustion into our level. That this is where the buyers came in, or even here, and there's no selling in here. The buyers come in here again. Okay, we're looking for it to come up to here, and then back to our original area, our target up here. Okay, it went back and forth for a while, but ended up doing it. Okay, so anyway, just some considerations in the order flow in here. Okay, now we will have a lot better luck if we have high liquidity transacting in some of these levels, and then we see those buyers curl back in. Okay, because we have buyers on the bid, we have a lack of sellers, or the sellers cannot trade through maybe that liquidity, and then we're finding buyers curl back in, and we know that there's transactions up here. Okay, and that's where we can take some off, and we're going with the bigger trend as we know, so we're taking some off and maybe holding for a bigger move. I would suggest first though to all in, all out, build confidence, and I would also suggest taking some off where the sellers came in. Okay, so this would be it here. This would be, if you're all in, all out, that would be your target. Build confidence. look for the next one. Okay, and keep doing it. Pedro recommended. Okay, and we'll go through the footprint. Yeah, sure, absolutely. We can go through that. That's what we do in these webinars as well. Is you guys have requests for certain things, and we'll funnel you over here, and then we can go through that. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with just a couple more examples here, and then we'll look at the footprint chart and the pace of tape as well. Hector had requested that. Now here's our breakout. Okay, we have high liquidity traded up in here. We see the retest back to where it broke out from here. Here's where those buyers start to curl back in. Here's where they really start to curl back in here. Okay, above that selling. But the problem here is we're still looking for it to come up and retest these areas, but you're not getting much out of this here. You're only going to get a few ticks out of it. Okay, now it's kind of dangerous here to take. So this is your risk management in here. Do you want to take it here? I don't know. In this example here, I'm not so 100% sure on that, because it might be, maybe it just trades up to here, then we get sellers that come right back in here and take it down. Okay, it's just there's more selling than there is buying here. It's not really telling me too much. All right, this is telling, that's good, but we do see some selling in here, and they may at this point, maybe it just comes to here and then it comes back down to the bottom of this range. All right, so anyway, this is your risk reward in here. You're taking some risk here. You always are taking risk. You might be taking a little bit more. It would be better here, but there's not enough reward, so you'd bypass this one too. Okay. All right, yeah, so for example here, okay, so here come the sellers in here, buyers come back in on the other side here, but look where the sellers came in. We haven't cleared this yet, right? This is the other example, and this is where it failed, because we do have exhaustion in here, or a lack of sellers here, but they really come in after this little pullback here, right? So that's something to avoid. And then the sellers are able to take it down, and we chop around for quite a while down here, and then this is quite a chop after the 15-minute candle closes, and then we do see the buyers come back in. Okay, and then we had data at 10. That's another factor in here to consider with not only any strategy, but especially opening drive. Okay, now the data, you can see here, the liquidity dries up, and the data was considered good by traders, and we go higher, and we trade above this area in here. Now, this too is no different than an opening drive. Okay, there's just no gap in here. Okay, we have buyers come in, drive it up above all of this area in here, and they're still buying. Okay, so we are bullish, okay, until we see something different. And then again, let's take a look in here. Okay, we get a pullback in here, and then we get buyers coming back in, curling back in. Again, there's some risk here, right? We need to get back up above kind of where they drove it here. We do, and then a little bit of back and forth, but we do get continuation. Anyway, some things to look for and consider. And risk reward is a big one for this, right? Okay, and here's a beauty here as well, and then the continuation. Okay, this one's pretty nice. See how the selling happened actually here, and we see the buyers retest it here and buyers above it. I like this one. Okay, now this is after the data, 2 minutes after the data here as well. All right, now let's take that to current market. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so we are trending down. And then let's see here. Here's where those sellers came in. Here's where those buyers are starting to come in. Okay, there's some exhaustion there, so this is not doing it. But let's see if we can get a retest up here and get buyers. Okay, not seeing it. I'm seeing more on the offer here. I'm seeing sellers. Yeah, so we're looking for it actually to continue on down into this 57 3/4 liquidity. Okay, All right, so now we did get some buyers in here. Okay, if we get them here at 60 and a half here, I need to see a big dot. Then I'm looking for it to come back up to here, 62. There we go. Okay, so looking for 62. Okay, just shy of it by a tick. Now it's not, we're just going through the idea here, the concept. Here's a pullback to it. Now again, we get our buyers back up above. We should even see continuation here. Okay, so this selling retested the buying. We're still seeing buyers. Let's see them take it up now to 63. Okay, understand? Okay, and now we're probably going to get a pullback to here, maybe back to the 62 again. Okay, we might not. We might come right back up into 64 and a half here. Okay, so anyway, this is a way to look for, instead of like getting in someplace down here on the way down, just wait a little bit, because you don't know how much supply is in here. We're looking for maybe some trapped volume on the sell side. We're looking for the buyers to start to kind of curl back in and not only trap some of the sellers in here, but take control and start to move it. First test would be someplace in here or that high liquidity, okay, where those sellers came in. Is this making sense to you guys? Okay, and then Rob, you just hit a single. Okay, and then you reload, look for another one. Let's see if we get it again. Now we can also look at this. Now the markets are fractal, right? We're trending down right now, okay? And we're in a channel here. So actually, on that time frame, you're looking for the opposite up here. You're looking for the sellers to start to come in and take it back down into these levels here, okay? Back into 58 and a half down here. Okay, so this was the fractal on the way up. Here's the fractal on the way down. Okay, it would be in here someplace. The sellers, here's the trap, here's the exhaustion, here's the sellers, here's some more sellers. We take it back down to where the buyers came in, and then still though looking for, we're trending, so I'm looking for 58 and a half or 58 down here, that liquidity. Okay, if it doesn't work, take the scratch, take the loss, look for the next one. Okay, it doesn't always work. Okay, we don't know. Someone could disrupt this immediately, right? So we were looking for this would have been a scratch here, or maybe we took some off in here, but I was really looking for the 58 and a half down here, because we're going with that trend. Okay, well then I took either a small loss or I took a scratch. Okay, probably a small loss would be it. Okay, or I may, if my stop was up here or up here, I'd still be in it. Right, now here we go again. Look at this. See how we got the move up, the sellers in, back down. Okay, let's see if we get another one in here. Sellers right here, 60 and a half. Nope, not yet. Okay, so now we're looking again, 60 and a half. There they are. Okay, sellers, let's see if we can take it down now. Let's see, sellers come. There they are. Okay, buyers are trying here. Okay, but we have not broken the swing here yet. There we go. Now sellers have it, and they should be able to take it down. Okay, still looking for it to drive further down. Okay, high liquidity is the target here on this one. Okay, let's see. Now, this is the part we don't know, but we just went through a study and we know how to manage it too. If this goes sideways, we know we're going to take a scratch or a small loss. That's it. Okay, we're still in it. We're looking for this 58, or yeah, no, 58 and a half is down here. Okay, that's what I'm looking for still. And there you go. Okay, now this could turn into something nicer here in this case, but that's your target. You just hit another single. Okay, you know, you're the consider yourself like the casino. You look for the next one. Okay, you're the house. What I did like about this, and looking for a bit more out of that one, was that we're still in this downtrend here. So we're still looking for the move back down into these areas here. Okay, and you hit a double here on this one. Okay? Or maybe it's a single as well. It could be a single as well if you're looking on that time frame. You're in here, maybe even added in here, and you're looking for taking some off down here. Now again, I'm not advocating adding into it. That's more advanced. Just hit singles. Right now, let's take a look at this. We talked about this in the beginning of the webinar here as the anchored VWAP as well up here. I think I got the anchored VWAP on this version here though. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Okay. We talked about this today, or at this point about timing, market timing. Okay. Well, look at this big move up, and now we're getting the big move down. Okay. We put our anchored VWAP up here at the top. And this was the anticipated direction due to the market timing, and we started to see some of this behavior in the transactions and the order flow. Right. Any questions on this? So this is like we're actually we talked about the opening drive a bit. But now we're actually bringing in a discussion of something different, and that's the pullback, or the kind of 10:30 reversal, 10 o'clock, 10:30 reversal after the opening drive. Okay, and identifying that behavior. All right, so let's see. All right, and we had only 14 votes on this. I guess we finished it over here, the poll. Okay, you guys would like to go over the strategies, kind of review the setups in the beginning. Okay. Sounds good. All right, let's take a look at this one in here. Now, we just had this big sell-off, right? We'll look at the same pattern in here. Here are buyers coming in above these sellers here, right here. Okay, I would look for it to come back up to here. Okay, you just hit another single. Right now, you can also look at it this way, the opposite direction. Now we've come back up here. We're actually above where these most of the selling came in. Let's see if we get a curl around up here. Okay, a little bit of a transition. We just see it kind of sell off here. I don't see a big transition yet. Let's see if we get that though. I'd be looking for sellers here. Let's see. All right, there's no, we're still trending up. Okay, we kind of identified this in here. This is not really the selling that we're looking for. Now it's looking better. Now it's looking a lot better. All right, so here's our sellers. Let's see if we get another retest, and then we look for, again, sellers right here in around this 60 area, 60 and a half. No, still trending. Still trending up, right? Now we're hitting our VWAP up here. We had high liquidity trade in here. And then let's see if we can, and we still have a strong bid though, and we're still finding buyers here. Okay, so we don't have that setup. Right here, this is starting to look a little bit better. Okay, let's see if we can get another push higher here, because we still have a strong bid here. All right, there we go. This is too much risk. I mean, we're kind of getting it here, but it's already kind of moved away. So I'd missed that one. Okay, it ended up doing it, but didn't quite like it. That high liquidity here on the bid, and then we just weren't quite too sure. But look at this shift in the order book right here. Kind of a book flip. High liquidity filled, and then throwing very high liquidity on the offer here. And now we're getting our continuation move. Okay, so it did what we were looking for. That was a harder read in here and a little confusing with the order flow. Okay, because we weren't quite too sure yet. Okay, so this VWAP has been not bad. We still see kind of reactions around those areas and order flow around those areas. Okay, now let's start to look for. Okay, we had buyers come in at this point here. And there we go. There, see how we curl back up again. Let's try to get back up to here at 58.5 or maybe 60. Okay, got to curl back again and see buyers back up here at 58. And not getting it. No. All right, let's see if we get it here. There we go. All right, let's see it, buyers. Let's see you take it back up to about 60 or so. So this would have been entry. And then I would actually have a really tight stop on this one because we're trending down. Okay, and I would just get stopped out at break even on that one. But I'm looking for taking some off up here around 60. Abusive move. Slowdown, is this making sense? I mean, you know, because we're looking for some of these things. We're looking for the kind of a bit of a shift or a change in here, but you know, anticipating or looking for these moves to unfold to certain areas, and looking for it again and again. Now, this is something easy to go back and back test as well. I'm not trading off of this right now, crimpers. I could show we can. That's not a problem here. We usually do, or we have in recent months. I'm having a little bit of a hang up trading because of we'll offer trading from the Trader Map Lite version soon, but this version here gives us a lot more information. Like look at this down here, right? I want to trade off of this chart and look for the order flow in here, and then, like, you know, would be making decisions in here. This order flow, look at the bid here, pretty strong. We don't see it so well here. because of these algo bands in here. Anyway. Let's see here. The is that going to cover? Oh yeah, requests. Footprint chart. Or let's see, looking at uptrend, downtrend. Yeah, we're talking about, this is more of an entry slowdown and more of a confirmation within, maybe a range, but it also could be any pattern really. Like right here, right now, look at the exhaustion here. We start to get our buyers back up here again. Okay, well, we can still get a retest here. They're not doing it. We're finding the opposite here. Sellers coming in, sellers again. So sellers more likely here, I think, to take it down into this liquidity here at the moment. But this is not, this one I really don't like too much. But yeah, I'd give the nod to the sellers on this one and look for this high liquidity down here to trade. Okay. See how we can get caught up in this, and that's what we want to avoid. We're looking for clarity at some of these levels in here. So we have to be at the top of the range basically to capture the reverse or the opposite side. Okay, we're just waiting for the transition to take place. Yeah. Okay. Slow down. So, well, I mean, you're going long, and we were. I mean, the market timing though is. Well, I guess I'll just wait to see what you come up with. I can't wait. And now, why are we coming up with? I mean, we've seen this move so many times at market timing. The reason that we are covering the well, we covered the opening range breakout, and then we talked about the market timing. And the reason that we did was because of Tuesday's webinar. It was right here, and we were really well positioned for this, and I got stopped out down here at the bottom. And then I didn't get back in here, even though I saw heavy volume come in on the buy side. And then we were looking for it to hit our target of 54.50, and it hurt. Those are the days you learn, though. So now we're coming back in and saying, okay, we kind of revised that strategy a little bit. We're looking for market timing as well. We've noticed this many times in the past at the 10 to 10:30 or somewhere around 10 to 11. We get that kind of counter trend move and then the continuation later. Now, not always, but we can look for it. And then we looked at some specific things at our levels up here, and we even put that anchored VWAP in. So we were not looking for buyers at this time in this picture, this bigger picture here, right? And that kept us out of the buy side. But on these smaller moves in here, yeah, we covered many different things for buying in some of these levels and hitting singles within some of these areas in here. Yeah, it's interesting, Alois, this behavior in here. Absolutely. We're looking for it to trade, and they're starting to pull. They come back in. After it moves away, this guy actually stayed in, which is kind of good to see. And then, yeah, again and again. So, this is where we can answer questions in here. Do they really want to be buyers here? Do they really want to get filled in these areas in here? And the answer is kind of. It's not very, I mean, if you see them starting to pull when price is nearing them, it gives you that insight. But they are bidding here. Now, are they bidding up? Are they following? Are they showing high liquidity? You can see it coming in now a little bit here, but I want to see it up here. And I want to see that big distinction. I want to see them pulling over here. And then now you've got something more. Okay. All right, let's go through and answer some questions here. First thing, we can do the footprint chart pretty quickly. We'll do that and that setup that was requested here. All right, so looking at footprint here, what I did was we'll look at the time intervals here, yeah, but we have the vertical and horizontal scaling, so it doesn't really show a specific time interval. The footprint is going to display the bars in here. So just a minute here. You can see it's loading. Okay, looking for maybe a curl here. You know, let's see. Do we get, there they go. Okay, sellers. All right, so sellers now, let's see if they can take it down to this swing here. Okay, or this liquidity down here. Okay, this one you'd have to be pretty quick on that, right? You saw the exhaustion here. You're looking for a sellers, then you're taking the trade and carrying it down to the bottom of this little range here. That's it. Look, on this time frame, we're just noticing it. That's all. You can see it on higher time frames too. All right, guys. Anyway, now you can see my footprint chart in here, and you can see the bars. I've got it configured as histogram with delta. I'm actually going to select none. And then also the footprint type here is the summation. I'm actually going to not show the text here. All right. Now I have all of these numbers down here though. They're all checked. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to deselect them. And we're just going to look, I want to look at just delta right now. Okay. All right. So on these bars, and actually we're going to add in, let's see, I think I had some of the ask, some of the bid as well, and maybe total. I think that was it, something like this. That's the setup. That's it. So, you know, it's kind of like using your CVD. And I was stunned. I couldn't believe AJ was talking about, he was a big footprint trader. He's looking at Bookmap, and I asked him about these delta columns down here. And footprint traders love this this readout here. And I get it. I mean, I like it too. You can see the delta shift and change. Like there's more buyers. Oh, now we see some sellers. Okay, a little bit of back and forth in here right now, etc. But that's all it's showing. The top number is the one I'm most interested in. That is delta. Okay, buy minus sell. So do I see it starting to come in? That's it. All right, so starting to look for it. So the same idea, actually, if we see delta starting to pick up in here, okay, so then buyers here, if I get buyers here, I'm looking for it to come right back up to 61. Okay, now the delta is helping us with that too. Okay, we just have it in different forms here. We have it in the volume dots, we have it in the CVD, and we also have it here in the footprint delta bars. Okay. Bruised but not beaten. Yeah, I hear you. Slow down. That's what we talked about a lot yesterday in the Bookmap Academy meeting. Was confidence and building that, and just taking your higher probability trades. All right, let's see here, guys. What else is going on in here? Any questions on that with the footprint? I'm sorry. Zara. Okay, so let me know if I answered your question there. Okay, it's a pretty simple setup. I just deselected the other chart, the on chart footprint. Oh yeah, we can show the legend. Absolutely. So we come up here and show the legend right here. I usually deselect it, and I know that I've got delta on the top. Then I've got some of the bid, some of the ask. But the reason that I deselect it here is because sometimes I can see it building depends on the view or zoom. And sometimes I like to see it in here. See, like right here, that would have kind of obfuscated it in here. So I want to see this number building here. It's like, okay, yeah, I see more. There's more buy delta. Okay, now there's more buy delta in here. Let's take a look though. Like we have a little trend going up, right? Okay, and it's kind of reaching these lines in here. So now we're looking for sellers to come in and drive it to here or down to here. Okay, it's already done it here at 60, but let's see if they can continue to drive it lower. Okay, so now what are we looking for in here? Okay, well, the order flow is getting a little complex, but I don't see sellers here. I'm looking for sellers here. Here they are. Okay, so now we're looking for the move down to the bottom of that channel. Okay, now I really did a horrible job with that channel. So let me get rid of this one, and we'll put another one in. This one. Okay, beautiful. All right, so yeah, that would have been my single on this one as well. Cannot color code. I'm sorry, I misread the question. No, it's this is the color only. But that's a great suggestion. All right, and let's take a look again here. Pace of tape, Hector had asked for. Okay, let's add this one into the picture. So I'm going to go over the pace of tape here. We'll keep our footprint chart on. And this is the market pulse, latest market pulse widget. And where is it? Good Lord. Market pulse, there it is, right above it. Jesus. Okay. All right, so for the ES, actually, let's get rid of stops pressure and icebergs pressure, and we'll look at volume pressure and pace of tape imbalance. This is the new one here, pace of tape imbalance. Okay, so we'll add these two, and let's listen in. Okay, so actually, let's bring the threshold way up here to 70, which is the default. All right, and then also on this one. Okay. And the volume I need to bring down. Okay. All right, so I'm going to arrange them this way. So pace of tape is first. I'm looking for a lot of orders to come through, fly through here. I want to see the pace of tape pick up. And then secondly, I want to see the volume pressure start to pick up. Okay, so here again, there's our move below, right? All right, we're getting our volume in. And I don't hear it yet in pace of tape or volume pressure. Okay, so let's wait and let's hear it, and then we're looking for that continuation, or the move to these lower levels here or higher levels. Okay, so let's see if we can, maybe we'll hear it up here, looking for maybe some buyers up here at 60, and then we can get back up to the top of the range here. Okay, nothing happening right now, but we're looking and waiting and watching here, listening. Okay, so this is buy minus sell. Both are buy minus sell. They're both imbalance indicators. In fact, we can add the I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to close both of them and then re-add them in here, or the Trader Map Lite version here. That's what we got to do. Now, note here, you can select multiple instruments as well, so you can make a synthetic instrument of many. So you can use pace of tape and volume pressure for a bunch of bellwether stocks, and then look at the ES, for example. Well, no, it depends on the widget, which Market Pulse widget, Hector. We have multiple, right? So it really depends on which one you want to use. So it can be for momentum. We're actually going to be looking at it as momentum here. Okay, we're looking for the pace of tape to pick up right now, and we're looking for the buyers to break out and to trade back up to just here. It's already done it. At our 61.5 here, because that's where the sellers came in, and we have high liquidity there too. We don't know. There might be more demand. They're pulling here. Maybe we'll continue on up into this swing or this high liquidity up here at 64, 63 3/4. Okay, anyway, we're looking for the tape to increase and volume pressure to increase as well at that same time. And that's the way we'd be writing the momentum. We've also found that the volume pressure imbalance works extremely well when with big stop runs. We can go back and kind of back test it here in the subchart. So here's pace of tape. I'm going to deselect it. We're going to just look at not CVD. We're just going to look at the volume pressure imbalance. See how it's only giving me an hour's worth of data here, or even less than that. So what we can do is go back here we can just click on it here, volume pressure imbalance, and then we can look at the history. Load historic data here. We're going to add in, 3 hours is fine. Okay, now it's going to take a little while. That's why we put this filter in, so it will load quicker for you guys. Okay, loaded pretty quick for me here. And then here's where we're getting an extreme reading on the sell side. You can see it gets a little bit brighter red, and that's where it's gone over the 70%. Okay, on the green side up here, it gets a little bit brighter green, above the 70% in these areas. Now this is where we can kind of zoom in a little bit and go, okay, did we get a good reading? Yeah, not bad. Did we get a good reading here? Again, it went extreme. Yeah, not bad. All right, so let's listen now. I can hear it come in. Can you guys hear it over in Discord? Just maybe very lightly. So here we go. Let's see what we get down here. Okay, so bottom of the range. All right, now do we get our buyers coming in? Yep. Right in here. Let's see if we can get one more retest back up here and get buyers. No. And we have a bid or a strong offer here. Okay, here we go. Maybe a bit more. No. Okay, so yeah, I'm still looking for the sellers to take it down. But we did get our extreme reading here. Getting interesting. All right, back up above, exhaustion, buyers. Okay, buyers, look for buyers to take it back up to 60 again. Okay, one more retest. See it. Buyers just here. Okay, note how I'm looking at this move in here, right? But there's a smaller one. This is the bigger one that we're looking at here because we got the some selling here. We got our volume pressure imbalance, and then we're starting to see the buyers come in. Okay, after this, it's going to be a stop run in here, and some pretty heavy selling. Okay, so here they come. Now, what I want to cover is this: there's the risk in here on this one is that we've already pulled off the bottom here, and we found the buyers come in, and so and then we found them again in here. It's looking pretty good to try to get back up to 60 liquidity here, and this would have been a stop out at break even. Okay, it didn't do it. So I was looking for it up to here. Okay. What I wanted to cover in here is that there's the different time frames. Okay, on this time frame in here, kind of zoomed in, it's looking pretty good to come back up to here. On a higher time frame, or even a lower time frame, a much lower time frame than what we're looking at, you can see this move in here. The seller's starting to curl back in and take it back down to the bottom of the range here. Or we can also look at the kind of zoom out again and look at, okay, well, this is the sellers in control and this is their move. We're looking for the sellers to start to come back in here. And it's not very good. It's not a whole lot. So I would shy away from that on the higher time frame. Okay, lower time frame though, maybe take it down. Okay, here we go. Let's see if our sellers come in right here. There they are. No, not really. Not really. It's not very good. But see, there we go. Okay, so now, yeah, we look for this kind of 60 or 56.5 area here. There they are. All right, now let's see if they can take it down further. That's a lot of selling. Okay, into this high liquidity. Okay, so there again, you just hit another single. Okay. Now it doesn't have to be these time frames. You can look at the higher time frames too. You can zoom out. Right, look at this one here. We got an example here. On this time frame here, I got to see buyers back up above 57 here. Okay, so this is our extreme reading. Okay, now we're back up above at 57.5 already. Okay, do I see a lot of buying though? No, I don't. It's not enough for me on this time frame. And now it's looking better, but we're up too high. I'm looking for it here on this area in here. It's not actually, when we zoom in, it's not bad. You can see the example pretty well when we zoomed in. This is the stop run. Here are the buyers back up above that area. Then here's your single up here, or in this case, we may even come up higher here, okay, because this is a higher time frame and we see high liquidity, lots of volume, stop run, and we get our market pulse volume pressure imbalance as well. All right, so on a higher time frame, then what would you be looking for? Well, let's put it together. Kind of see maybe this or maybe this in here. Or actually one more. Yeah, it's kind of respecting that one so far. But I'm looking for this one to break actually. because I know this is going to be our stop run. That's why we have to jump back in here and look at stops. There's our stop run in here, and here are the buyers back up above it. Okay, so you start to target these areas and reduce some risk. But on this time frame here, because we're zoomed out more, we're looking for these higher targets here. Okay, 60.5 or 62 up here, something like that. Make sense? Okay, here we go. Let's see those buyers. Here they come. Okay, back up to 61 and then maybe 62, 62.5 area. Let's see, Tony, doesn't seem like a lot of orders in the order book. Yeah, it's not bad, but yeah, I mean, time of day. We're coming up on the European close. It's summer. There's more traders kind of off during this time, so it's not only time of day but also seasons you can take a look at. But we're still going to cover it, Tony, and look at the order flow. Let's see it, buyers, right up here. Let's see if we can get it. There they go. Okay, so still looking for it to continue here up into this kind of 62 area. Okay, the bid looks pretty good. I can see it in here. Well, it's not the greatest, but you can see the bid underneath here. See the kind of bluish. Be great if it was more yellow or white or even orange. That would be great. Okay, careful here. Okay, if we get big selling cluster here, then maybe just take your profit. But you can see the not too clear off of this trend line here. Okay, what if we get more buyers back up here again? Then we're definitely looking for it. Okay, bid's still good, just not getting them. Here we go. Okay, so see the bid looks better now. Let's see if we get our buyers though. Okay, the aggressors are the one that move it. Now. Okay, this is turned into a range bound from where these buyers took control here in this area. Okay, so now we're getting it. Okay, should see some buying coming in. There we go. Should be able to hit 62. One big caveat. This time of day again, European close here. Okay, starting to note this volatility in here. Okay, so that makes your probability a lot more random. So if I would take off the risk, basically. Okay, I'm still looking for 62, but I would not be risking it. We might get a quick swing down to here and a quick swing right back up. All right, guys, any questions? And again, yeah, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button in here. And also, please comment after. That was really helpful, getting that comment about going over the to review the setup beforehand and what we're looking for. Really helpful. It's changing the structure. So yeah, please leave your comment. and we will address it. Okay, now we're getting our volume pressure imbalance, and we're starting to hit back up into our 62. Yep, still continuing. All right, let's get up into maybe 64, 65 here. Okay. Anyway, it's like I said, it's European close, and we're going to get a little more volatility here. Rob, I want to end up with something for you on this webinar. Just for your setup, look for two strong elements. It might be a whole number. It might be something else that you're looking for. Whatever it is, pick it. Is it a pullback to these areas? Is it waiting for this kind of curl around and top of the range and hitting your single? I don't know. You got to find out what works for you, and then really study the heck out of it. Okay, like I said, there's certain traders like Robert Rother. Maybe go watch his just to give you an idea of how simple his filtering is for his setup. Just one or two things, and then his trade management around those areas. Okay, that's it. Okay, just keep it really simple. And then in your content, put in your checklist. In fact, I was thinking after yesterday that we make it kind of mandatory. I mean, not to sound too bad on that, but make sure you put your checklist in there. Okay? And as simple as it might be, or as complex as it might be, if you have your checklist and you've studied it, you're like 50% on your way. Okay, because you're going to be looking at something that is higher probability. Now, can you just manage it? Is the question, right? I mean, you can see we hit singles all over the place today, and now I didn't manage the trade though. Okay, well, we'll do it another time. We'll take the trade and go through it, and look for it, and get better at it. Get really good at it, at execution. Okay, but we'll start here right now, and we're off with this Trader Map Pro or Trader Map Lite. You cannot trade off that chart, but you should be able to pretty soon. Okay, and also get stops and icebergs in this filtered heat map. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we had a really great Academy meeting yesterday. If you guys are interested in that, I'm sure that you can find it on bookmap.com. Here I can show you quickly if you're interested in signing up for that. And here it is. Go to bookmap.com, click on the More button here, and then go to Bookmap Academy down here, and you can read about how to sign up and what you get in the program. All right. So anyway, put your checklist in your content so that we know what you're looking for, and then you have to be accountable for it. Did you follow your plan? All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye.